Tired of that empty, forgotten balcony? You know, the one that's just a storage spot for old boxers, or maybe a single lonely chair? What if I told you that little space could be your personal grocery store? Today, we're going to transform your balcony from a neglected corner into a thriving, productive food garden. I'll show you exactly how to set it up to actually feed you, not just look pretty. We cover everything from layout and containers to the best plants and simple systems that work even in the smallest apartments. This is a DIY guide anyone can follow, no backyard required. Let's get growing. Before you even think about buying a single plant, you have to become an expert on your own balcony. The most important factor? Sunlight. Most of the food you want to grow needs at least 5 to 6 hours of direct sun every single day. So, your first homework assignment is to be a sun detective. Watch your balcony for a full day. Where does the sun hit, and for how long? If you have strong morning sun, that's perfect for leafy greens like lettuce and spinach and most herbs. If you're lucky enough to get full-day sun, you can grow sun-loving superstars like tomatoes, peppers, and strawberries. But sun isn't the only thing. You also need to consider wind. Is your balcony a wind tunnel that can dry out and damage your plants? Think about weight limits. Planters filled with wet soil can get incredibly heavy, so be mindful of your building's rules. And finally, drainage. Where will the water go when you water your plants? You don't want to flood your downstairs neighbor. Understanding your space, sun, wind, weight, and drainage is the foundation for everything that comes next. Get this part right, and you're already halfway to success. Now let's talk containers. This is where a lot of beginners go wrong, and it matters way more than you think. My number one rule: go bigger than you think you need. Bigger containers hold moisture longer, which means less watering for you. They also support deeper, healthier root systems, and that directly translates to larger harvests. Some of my favorite options are fabric grow bags. They're lightweight, breathable, and prevent roots from circling. Food-grade buckets are another fantastic, affordable choice. Just make sure you drill plenty of drainage holes in the bottom. Deep planters are also great, as long as they have good drainage. To really maximize your space, think vertically. Use railing planters for herbs or strawberries. And consider vertical stacking planters to grow more food without taking up precious floor space. Your goal here is simple. Give your plants plenty of room for their roots to thrive, because happy roots mean happy plants. All right, let's get our hands dirty and talk about soil. This is a critical point. Garden soil from your backyard is not the same as potting soil. For a balcony garden, you must use a lightweight potting mix. Why? Because soil in containers needs to be light and airy to allow for good drainage and root growth, whereas garden soil is dense and will compact into a brick in a pot. You can buy pre-made potting mixes designed for vegetables, and they work great. Or, if you want to create your own super soil, you can mix a high-quality potting soil with some compost for nutrients, and then add either perlite or coco coir. The perlite or coco coir keeps the mix light and helps with drainage. Healthy soil is like a slow-release battery for your plants, feeding them over time and reducing how often you need to add fertilizer. Remember, in a container, that soil is its entire ecosystem. One of the biggest challenges of balcony gardening is watering. Containers, especially smaller ones, dry out much faster than a garden bed in the ground. The key is to water deeply. When you water, do it until you see water running out of the drainage holes at the bottom. This encourages the roots to grow down deep into the pot, making the plant stronger. If you only water a little bit on the surface, you'll end up with weak, shallow roots that are more vulnerable to drying out. There are a few tricks to make watering easier. Self-watering planters are a game changer. They have a reservoir at the bottom that wicks water up to the soil as needed, giving you a buffer if you forget to water for a day or two. Another great tip is to add a layer of mulch, like straw or wood chips, on top of the soil. This helps retain moisture and keeps the soil cool. The best time to water is either early in the morning or in the evening to reduce evaporation. Consistency is far more important than quantity. A little attention each day goes a long way. If your goal is a balcony that actually feeds you, you need to be strategic with your plant choices. We're looking for high-yield plants that give you a lot of food for the space they occupy. Herbs are a fantastic place to start. Things like basil, parsley, mint, and chives are kotan-komagan, meaning you can harvest from them all season long. Leafy greens are another winner. Loose leaf lettuce, spinach, and kale can be harvested leaf by leaf, giving you a continuous supply for salads and smoothies. For something more substantial, you can't go wrong with cherry tomatoes or dwarf pepper varieties that are specifically bred for containers. They produce a ton in a small space. And don't forget fast-growing root veggies like radishes and green onions. You can get multiple harvests in a single season. What should you avoid? Generally, stay away from crops that take up a ton of space and a long time to mature for a small return, like large pumpkins or a single head of broccoli. Think about calories, how often you can harvest, and whether the plant will regrow. Choose wisely, and your balcony will become a powerhouse of production. So, you've picked your high-yield plants. How do you fit them all onto a small balcony? The secret is to think vertically. Most plants naturally want to grow upward, so your job is just to give them a little help and guidance. This is how you can multiply your harvest without needing more floor space. Trellises are your best friend. They're perfect for vining plants like tomatoes, cucumbers, and beans. You can attach a simple trellis to a wall or the back of a large pot. Hanging baskets are another brilliant way to use vertical space. They're ideal for trailing plants like strawberries, or for herbs like mint and thyme. You can hang them from your balcony ceiling or from wall brackets. You can also use shelving units. A simple metal or wooden shelf can hold multiple smaller pots. If that part of your balcony is shady, you can even attach some small grow lights to the underside of the shelves to create the perfect environment for seedlings or leafy greens. By designing your garden to grow up instead of just out, even the tiniest balcony can hold dozens of productive plants. Now, you might be thinking this all sounds like a lot of work, but a productive balcony garden doesn't require hours of your time every day. It's more about creating small, consistent habits. Your daily routine should take just a few minutes. First, do a quick pest check. Look under leaves and around the stems for any signs of trouble. Catching problems early is the key. Second, do a quick soil moisture check. Just stick your finger an inch or two into the soil. If it feels dry, it's time to water. That's it for the daily stuff. Weekly, you'll want to do a little light pruning, snip off any yellow or dead leaves to keep the plant healthy and directing its energy toward producing food. And most importantly, harvest. Harvest often? The more you pick your herbs, greens, and beans, the more the plant will be stimulated to produce. It's a positive feedback loop. The more you eat, the more you get. So don't be shy about enjoying the fruits and vegetables of your labor. So there you have it. You don't need a huge backyard or a plot of land to grow your own food. All you need is a little bit of light, the right containers, good soil, and a solid plan. A balcony garden can be so much more than a hobby. It can genuinely supplement your groceries, give you a greater sense of food security, and reconnect you with the amazing process of where our food comes from. My advice is to start small. Pick 2 or 3 plants you love to eat and focus on them. You'll learn incredibly fast. Before you know it, that forgotten space will be your favorite spot in the house, a green oasis that literally feeds you. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see what you grow. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more gardening tips.